In a world where the marks think they know better than the wrestlers and the bookers, the Fantasy Booking Institute exists to pretty much do exactly that. This is a visit from the FBI.
This is Dan the Dad, and you should listen to Raw and Order or you're grounded.
Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Booking Institute, your weekly show for pro wrestling fantasy booking. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I am joined, as always, by my partners in crime fighting. Starting off, we're going to be an audio only for him. District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe, what's going on, man? How are you?
No. I am John Cena. Because you can't
see you. I imagine you're doing this right now.
Well,
too.
You will have to wonder, won't you?
I have to. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Sorry. We are also joined by RCMP JLB. What's going on, man? How are you?
Well, now I got that damn song stuck in my head.
You're welcome.
What would be like when I walk something? Damn it. All right.
I can only imagine.
But you don't have to only imagine, folks. We are here, and we are here to book some fantasies for wrestling.
Yes. Some wrestling fantasies. Some fantasy wrestlings. Yes. Before we get into the fantasy wrestling, ooh, this is a nice layout. I don't like that. I like that.
Yeah, we're your nipples.
Yes.
I'm your B nipple and he's your face nipple.
Oh, Billy. You can identify what movie that's parodying. I'll give you
Billy Madison, thank you.
Wrong.
Oh. Wrong, good sir. You
Absolutely
are wrong.
No, it is 100% wrong.
It's definitely not Billy Madison. I know Billy Madison like the back of my hand.
It is Cable Guy. When he visits Matthew Broderick in prison, and Matthew Broderick's behind things, he says, "You need human touch. Here, touch it." And he pulls it up. Oh,
right,
Billy.
Oh, no.
So, no cookie for you.
I'll give it to you. No cookies.
But
bullshit, no cookies for me. I bought 15 boxes of them, man.
But before we get into the fantasy booking segment here, I always take this time to remind everyone, Raw and Order is part of the Tatnus Co. Podcast Network. So after the show's over, in the doobly-doos, there's going to be a link to tatnusco.com. You can head on over there, check out the shows in the network there, and let them know that we sent you. Then come back here. We go live every Tuesday and Sunday at 10:30 Central, so you're going to have to do the math. It's whatever this time is right now to you.
That doesn't work if they're not watching it live.
It sure does not, which is why you better be here live.
11:30 Eastern, folks.
Yeah,
Central is only an hour behind Eastern.
Yeah, but I mean, what if they're in Japan, huh? I don't want to do that math. I went to public school here in America. We can't do that sort of math.
Everyone just Googles everything now anyways.
Yes. But so, anyways.
Wait, what? They do what now?
Googles.
Okay. Yeah,
what
JLB, I know for a fact that you do not Google anything because you always send me the message, "Hey, what's this?" And then I Google it and then send you the result.
It's because I know you like to be right all the time, so I give you that.
Oh, it's so true, though.
Which is why I have the "Let Me Google That For You" app on my phone.
And I allow you to get that grace. And it's just because I'm too lazy. I'm like, Casey will Google it for me.
So before we get into the fantasy booking, though, I want to have a discussion here. Because there are two people on this podcast. There are three total, but two of them on this podcast are not sold on the Cody Rhodes is a work concept. And one of the people here is, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're looking at you, JLB. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm assuming DA Fabe is. looking at you. I can't see. He's just represented by
It's not a work.
by a B because his handle on here is not District Attorney. That's kayfabe. It is
And
better
you
than
know
JLB.
Better than JLB.
So that's why he's got the B there. But anyways, so here's the question I want to pose to the person who is firmly in the "it's a work" category, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it going to take for you to admit it's not a work, right? Like seriously, if Cody Rhodes showed up on Impact Wrestling on Thursday, would you then say it's not a work?
Not if it's in. Well,
Okay.
I mean,
so you've already answered for Impact. If Cody Rhodes shows up on NWA Power or whatever the fuck they're calling it now, and challenges,
this is why
Matt
I say
Cardona.
no. This is why I'm
Okay.
going to say no to the majority of federations aside from WWE.
Okay. So if Cody Rhodes walked into SmackDown on Friday, would you then say, okay, it's not a work?
It's not a work.
Okay. So that's where your lane lies, right? Now I know at least one of your co-hosts on your other show, and I don't think that he would even at that point admit. I think Cody Rhodes walks out on SmackDown on Friday, and he'd still be like, "Oh, Vince McMahon's getting worked too."
And that's the thing. So I would agree with that, only I wouldn't believe McMahon or his people would want to be in that position at all.
But they're getting worked. That's the point. Is they don't know they're in that position. They're getting worked.
But they have contracts involved, and and if it was a company that didn't do contracts and whatever have you, then I'd be like, all right, anyone could really be getting worked at this point.
Okay. So if Cody Rhodes showed up on Friday on SmackDown, but Meltzer reported that it was a 6-month contract or a per appearance contract, would you say?
But Vince wouldn't do it though.
He's done it before. There are tons of people who are on per appearance contracts that come in. Bad Bunny is on a per appearance contract.
Yeah, but Bad Bunny's not going to show up at AEW either.
Logan Paul's on a per appearance contract. And you better believe, I don't like Logan Paul. I'll be the first to say it. But you better believe Tony Khan, if Logan Paul knocked on his door and said, "Hey, I've been over on the other federation for a few appearances and everything, but I'd like to come on your show." You better believe Tony Khan would do it, right?
I feel he would be a better booker than that and not have Logan Paul on his wrestling.
He would do it in a heartbeat, right? He had freaking Tyson on there. Tyson's every bit as problematic. In fact, maybe more problematic than Logan Paul is, and still put him on there, right?
Tyson's an athlete.
Logan Paul's got a winning record in boxing right now.
No, he doesn't. That's his brother who has the winning record in boxing right now.
Is it Jake Paul? I don't care.
Paul.
Whatever.
Right.
Either way, I mean, they're still both,
Is that new, by the way? Where we talk and then it lights up?
That's StreamYard or Streamlabs Melon feature. And just to go on the record here, this may be the last time we do Streamlabs Melon for this. I know the people out watching don't need to give a crap about this back stream thing, but it really does not work well with DA Fabe's setup at all. That's the reason he's in audio only mode.
Is that the difference between Melon and Streamlabs Melon, or Streamlabs Melon is something different?
Streamlabs Melon is the same thing. It's the same thing. Melon or Streamlabs Melon. It's just called Melon, but it's by Streamlabs, so it's Streamlabs Melon. Anyways, versus StreamYard, which is what we used to use. Anyways, we've been using StreamYard for 6 months now. No problems for.
Why does he have issues with the camera?
Whenever he turns on the camera, it gets all choppy, no matter what resolution he has his set at, and then his audio gets all choppy.
Oh,
Also, I'm sitting here naked.
I mean, we have to go. We have to go on. Your honor.
His word. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, It's not like I couldn't come up here and just click a button and turn your camera on.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh shit!
That's creepy.
But there,
That's creepy.
you
On a
heard
fun
what
fact,
happened on his audio.
His video doesn't flicker.
It doesn't do the
That's
the fiend
so
flicker
interesting.
for some reason. But anyways, regardless, that's neither here nor there. This might be the last time we use Melon. It was
Tell
an
Elon
experiment.
to figure out fucking internet in my area, and I'd have it done.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I'm like 2 miles from high-speed fiber optics.
Wayne Tech promised me an electric car this year. Sorry, that's if you haven't seen the Harley Quinn animated show that HBO Max has, you really have to see it. But there's a scene in it in one of the seasons where Scarecrow unmasks Batman in front of the Joker, and the Joker's only thing is like, Bruce, Wayne Tech promised an electric car this year. I put my deposit down. Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
That was fun.
It's really funny. Anyways, the show's really funny. But we're gonna get back to this. That's why he's on. He over here is on just audio only, and because it doesn't seem to work. Like I said, when I showed the video there for a minute, instantly his audio went. So it works fine audio only, but not. Your video works fine.
Yeah,
my video works fine. So it's something with probably his internet speed where he's at, which, like he said, unfortunately,
quick Fabe, do a speed test.
He's at the best internet that he can get where he's at.
God, that is the best speed I've ever had, man. Good choice.
But yeah, that was a good speed test.
Too much.
Okay. Anyways, we're gonna start the actual fantasy booking part of this show. I'm just interested. You was just interested with kind of seeing where your line is on when are you gonna admit if he shows up at New Japan. Are you gonna admit it?
No, because AEW has a working relationship with everyone.
That's fine. Even if it has a working relationship, the fact of it being a work means you're thinking he's still under contract with AEW.
Are the work.
What do you think of the BTE thing? Was that actually filmed in Cody's thing?
Truck
or whatever? Bus?
I think it may have been. But keep in mind the timing of the way they film BTE and the timing of the way they film and the announcement last week. Very easily, they could have filmed that a week ago before the announcement had even happened, right? I mean, because everything that happens on BTE when they release it on Monday of this week takes place before Dynamite of last week. Every single thing that's on that show, right? We're always a week behind on BTE. And considering the news hit Tuesday, they could have already filmed that, you know, or he could have already been in, I can't remember where they were at last week, but at that area in his thing. And I mean, here's the deal is the simple fact is, I'm sure the Young Bucks have known that this has been coming close to being done.
In the works? Or is that what you're going to say?
In the works, yeah. In the works. For you know, I mean, we've all known he's been on a per appearance deal for the last month and a half, right? So they knew it. All the reports going into this have said that he isn't close with the Young Bucks anymore. That's why he hasn't appeared on Being the Elite in over a year, almost 2 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, he's just not super close with them anymore. Like, he talks about it in interviews, and he's like, I mean, they're still my friends. I still respect them and everything, but we just have different priorities and different things to do. He's appeared on Sammy's vlog on a regular basis over the last 2 years. Hasn't appeared on BTE since. The other thing I do want to point out, there's a really good chance that there's more than one tour bus going around for AEW's tours, right?
Yeah.
It's
But I mean,
been,
they were trolling, if anything, though.
yeah, they
I
were
feel
trolling
that
if
the
anything,
Young
but
Bucks, yeah.
but my point is that was definitely a tour bus, but was it Cody's tour bus? Who knows? I mean, we
Right.
know that
Well, they were mentioning
JR
like the layout or something was similar.
tour
But I
buses are
mean,
tour buses, right? I mean they're
yeah.
all laid
I
out
mean,
pretty similar.
I didn't research because they had given a few examples of when Cody's tour bus was like that from another clip or something. I didn't go and research and check.
Well,
But I
but
mean,
again, I'm going to point out if it was another clip from BTE, we still don't know that it was Cody's tour bus before. They've been on tour buses before in BTE, but we don't know it was Cody's tour bus because we never saw it from the outside.
right.
So that could have been Justin Roberts' tour bus. It could have been Chris Jericho's tour bus. In fact, in some episodes of BTE, they played it off as if it was Chris Jericho's tour bus. So we don't know, but one way or another, that whole segment was trolling. Because if you watched BTE, that whole segment was them talking about, we just need to address the elephant in the room. I know you guys have all been tweeting at us, and we really just need to get to it and everything. So as of now, we just need to admit that I'm never getting my luggage back from American Airlines. They've just lost it. They said it doesn't exist anymore. And so that was the whole segment, was them trolling. So of course they're gonna find a tour bus to sit on and troll. Now it could have been Cody's, and again, like I said, it could have been that they filmed it prior to Cody taking off. They could have filmed it 2 weeks ago, knowing that Cody was going to be leaving. Likely, who knows?
Or I
But
mean, it
again,
could have been Cody's tour bus anyways, and hey, let's troll with your tour bus.
yeah.
And I don't think
Could've.
Cody would mind because
But that's my point, is that, in the end, that trolling there is in the same category of twice on Raw, WWE hinting at Cody Rhodes, heavily hinting, and then repeating those hints on Twitter, right? Now again, those 100% could be trolls. It is not beyond WWE to troll people that same way, right? To try to get that cheap publicity from this. Not beyond them at all. But it also could be a
YouTube
side.
returns thing as well, and then Sean Sapp's whole like trollingness of it too, and I'm just like, okay.
But in the end, I just say, like, I look at it, and if it is a work, it is the most successful and elaborate work in wrestling history. So if it turns out to be a work, bravo to them. But every person who has insiders, every person, it doesn't matter whether it's Sean Ross Sapp or Dave Meltzer or Brad Shepard, right, who I normally don't trust a single thing Brad Shepard says. But every single one of them says, all of my sources say this is legit. Every person I talk to says this is real. And for it to be that successful, it's, if it ends up being a work, bravo to them. But I just think it's one of those things. If it's a work, I don't think they're going to be able to fool everyone like that. And Dave Meltzer has a long history of saying, yeah, this is a work. Dave Meltzer does not play kayfabe, right? It doesn't matter if it's for the company that he shills for, like the internet people like to say. Right. In the end, Dave Meltzer, I mean, there have been many times that storyline-wise a person goes out with an injury, and the first thing Dave Meltzer tweets is, it's a kayfabe injury, it's just a cover for them going to film a movie. I mean, Elimination Chamber, they did an injury angle with Bobby Lashley, and he immediately tweeted out, Yes, Bobby Lashley doesn't actually have a concussion, but he has shoulder injury that he's going to need to go have surgery and be out for like 4 months, right? And
Why do you
so-
think they did the MSG thing then? Where Lashley was going to face Brock. at MSG?
It's
Because
a
they like
swerve.
their Chinese food salty.
I mean, it's umami. MSG tastes good. No, why they did it is simply this. Card subject to change. Because notice they immediately in that said, you're going to face Bobby Lashley at MSG. And if Bobby Lashley can't make it, I'm going to make sure you have a suitable opponent. Right?
Right.
So it's going to be a bait and switch. It's going to come to that show, and Paul Heyman's going to come out and say, well, Bobby Lashley couldn't clear concussion protocol, so your new opponent is fucking Goldberg or some shit like that. And we're all going to roll our eyes.
It'll be Drew.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Drew.
Could be Drew, but the way they built it up, it's like, you know, someone that Brock should be afraid of. And yes, Drew has beat Brock
Drew is
before.
unbeaten against Brock.
The Undertaker.
It could be.
Mm.
I mean,
I mean, a 2-second match. But,
I want to see that match almost less than I want to see the Goldberg match.
I also want to point out that I am also undefeated against Brock Lesnar.
I'm pretty defeated against Brock Lesnar. This is me against Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
Man,
man,
I feel like he F5s you, even if you go,
No, he still F5s me. That's just me being defeated.
or that's him watching the chamber and then Brock coming out. It was good until Brock came in, and I was like, oh,
I didn't watch
so
it,
much
so-
potential. That's true.
Where our WBU started off with, hey, our first spam chat. YouTube, we get those every episode. If you're watching the live stream and you see that chat that's to a fake website, don't click on it. Don't go there.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Saudi.
Can you remove it? You can't.
That's actually one of the things I don't like about Streamlabs Melon. I can't do anything. I can't. I have no moderation capabilities on it. I would have to go to YouTube and delete it there.
Ooh, that could get ugly
Mm-hmm.
because of that thing.
But I mean, you know, the upside is on our live stream on Sunday, we had Peter North on here. So, you know,
We did.
legitimately, maybe.
And John Holmes, too.
Yeah.
He just didn't comment.
Yeah. He was there in spirit.
He's over there. Hanging out with Jenna. Having a good time. I'm out of porn stars, guys. Help me out here. Why do I know 2 men and 1 woman porn star? Don't ask.
There's something Freudian about that, but I will leave that to. I will plead the fifth on knowing any more porn star names in case my wife listens to this. That's all I know.
Jeremy, you're ugly. Come on, help me out here, man.
Wow. Wow.
I do have a photo with Phoenix Marie.
That's a porn star? Hold on.
Yeah.
Pause the show. I'm going to go look. Let's see what she looks like.
You're not on screen. You can go ahead and do whatever you want.
You can exactly. Just as long as we don't hear no fat.
Like here's the deal. If we start to hear this though, I'm muting you.
I just want to say I've been Jeffrey Tubening this entire podcast.
Oh, gee golly.
Anyways. But so we'll go ahead and get on the fantasy booking. As always, I open the floor up to you guys. So if either of you have the challenge you want to go first, the rules are simple. We're going to take turns challenging the others to book some unknown and often unlikely scenario in the world of professional wrestling. It's almost like I haven't been doing this for 2.5 years. We don't discuss them in advance because we think that makes it more fun, but mostly because we usually don't think of it until the last minute. So who wants to go first?
I'm going to stay on subject if I can go first.
You can go first.
You ready? Staying on subject. Book Cody Rhodes' next feud in professional wrestling.
Wow.
It's that simple. You can literally send him anywhere you want. I mean, unless you think it's a work. In which case, you can't send him to WWE for an extended feud. Certainly can't put the WWE title on him. Couldn't even put the NXT title on him.
I'll go first.
Pop him up to the big screen, big guy.
That's what I'm doing.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Guess I'll do that.
Alrighty.
So weird.
Hey.
Why was it so weird? It was weird to go there to put me on the.
I was trying to go like this and put you on the big screen. There, it did it. It wasn't letting me do it that way. Keep us down here. Now, where your nipples?
Hey, this is fun. So we saw on No Surrender, I think it was, that Jay White. No, was it Jay White? Yes, Jay White had turned on his fellow Bullet Club members. You guys know this? You've seen this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Turned on Girls of Destiny. Yep.
Which very disappointing. I wanted to see more of that Bullet Club. Well, I mean, they're still technically, unless they're not. I guess Jay White would still be part of the Bullet Club, and he just kicked them out, right? So he would be no longer okay.
That's the report. Is they are now out of the Bullet Club, which kind of makes sense in the grand storyline they were telling, because Tama Tonga was telling this storyline, kind of that they were the OG Bullet Club, the real Bullet Club, and the OG Bullet Club weren't the real Bullet Club anymore. So for Jay White to turn and choose Good Brothers over Girls of Destiny kind of plays into that storyline. Anyways.
So, and I think that's where Cody Rhodes is going to get involved. Either he's going to go get involved on Impact with, so I feel like there's going to be a triple Bullet Club elite kind of thing going on. And they're going to tell this story between Impact and New Japan and ultimately leading it all to AEW, where Cody Rhodes is going to take their brothers, right? The Tonga brothers?
Yeah.
Take the OG Bullet Club and be the new leader for them, thus making a feud between him and Jay White in New Japan, which is gonna cross over into AEW once Kenny Omega comes back and builds his elite faction. Because all the elite
technically
is
they're
the new
cousins.
Bullet Club. Cousins. Okay. That's fair.
But cousin / adoptive brother.
So
sort of brothers.
Step brothers then? Or just like, he's really close to me, he's like my brother?
So Haku is Tangaloa's father and Tama Tonga's uncle, but also his adoptive father.
Oh.
I like those poems.
Yeah.
Jesus. So, yeah, and I don't know. I see Cody Rhodes doing something with Jay White in New Japan for a hot minute, though, at least a little bit, because I don't see Kenny Omega coming back anytime soon, or at least not in like the next month. I don't know about the COVID protocols, though, necessarily. What's going on with that? If they can travel to New Japan back and forth and not have a 2-week time period, because Jay White's already in the States. But I guess maybe they can just do all of that in Impact then. build something along those lines. And so you're gonna have. It might even be soon too, because we're gonna have the triple threat tag team battle royale thing in AEW, right? Where they're gonna do a battle royale, I believe, tag team battle royale this week, and then they're gonna do some other casino thing tag team next week.
Yeah, it's building up to Revolution in a few weeks.
Building up to Revolution. So, well, I guess, okay, you have Adam Cole and the Bucks, who are technically the new Bullet Club then? Would we say? Do we just completely erase Kenny Omega out of
like
it?
the Bucks are a little bit excluded from the Adam Cole line.
Yeah, the storyline they're kind of telling on AEW is Adam Cole
Red Dragon versus the Bucks.
And Red Dragon are really the team, and the Bucks are kind of on the outs there. If we go to Bullet Club relationship, one important thing to bring up is Adam Cole was never a leader of the Bullet Club. He was in the Bullet Club, but he was never officially their leader.
Okay. But he was fighting for leadership, no? Or something?
He was kicked out. I think it was one of those things like, we think you're going to try to be the leader, so we're going to kick you out preemptively.
Okay.
Sort of a thing.
Prince Devitt to AEW confirmed.
So in terms of actual leaders of the Bullet Club, there was, of course, Prince Devitt originally, aka Finn Balor. He was replaced by AJ Styles. And then AJ Styles was officially replaced by Kenny Omega. And then Kenny Omega was replaced by, I think there might have, excuse me, technically been another person in between.
Cody.
Cody was never officially the leader either.
Dissolved.
The storyline they were telling is Cody going to try to take over the Bullet Club, and then they kind of left. And so then, and that's what I'm trying to think, is make sure I know that who was the leader, because I can't remember if Jay White took over immediately after or. Anyways, I'll do some looking while you finish talking.
Sure. So, and I guess you can maybe, unless you don't see Cody in Impact, but the Tonga brothers are talking to someone. Someone is mentoring them because they're down on outs, but you never really see their face. And they tell you that they're going to rebuild a revolution sort of ordeal. And so they start kicking ass in AEW Impact, and they try to go after Jay White and try to go after the Good Brothers, but they start always kind of going away from trying to do anything. Maybe you even have a few AEW moments where the Tonga brothers try to invade into AEW, but ultimately the invasion comes at Revolution, where you're going, because the tag team, it's going to be a 3-way tag team match, right? So you're going to have probably Red Dragon. Can both Red Dragon and the Bucks be in it? If they're facing this week or next week, this week? I guess not.
This is professional wrestling. There's all sorts of ways they can move it. So yeah,
that's true. So, and I feel like you're going to be telling, that story, but what is going to happen is Red Dragon is going to be somehow removed from the spot. So it's going to be Young Bucks, and the tag team champions are who? Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus still, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. And then you're going to have this mystery spot. Red Dragon's all hurt. Adam Cole is flipping out. He's trying to find what he can do, trying to get them all prepared. Adam Cole comes out and tries to like weasel some kind of thing. Oh, we shouldn't do this match. We shouldn't do this match. And then you have the Tonga's brother music hit, and you have Cody Rhodes come out with the Tonga brothers. And I feel like you got to make it a bit more impactful for Cody Rhodes to come in, though. But yeah, you kind of have something along those lines where, okay, or maybe just the Tonga brothers come out first. They start having the match. Adam Cole, though, gets involved and just tries to completely sabotage or helps the Young Bucks, but also is trying to just sabotage a bunch of other things. So yeah, he's helping the Young Bucks a bit, trying to make them win so that Red Dragon could eventually face the Young Bucks and ultimately finish that feud. But then lights go out, lights come on. Cody Rhodes is in the middle of the ring, and the Tonga brothers are now standing up in the ring. And Cody Rhodes points at basically Adam Cole, and then the Tonga brothers go apeshit on everybody, ultimately making them win. And then Cody Rhodes does this whole speech about the new revolution is here, and it is, I don't know what he wants to call it. Maybe just call it the revolution kind of thing. And thus being a brand of the Bullet Club, but they don't call it the Bullet Club. And then you're going to have an Cody Rhodes, Adam Cole storyline going on there, since Adam Cole is the new leader for now, at least. And that's what you're going to kind of build on. So we're going to see something happen at Revolution, but you're only going to see Cody at Revolution and only mentor the Tonga brothers silently, or I guess they're going to be talking to someone, but you're never going to see them. So that's what I see happening. And that's ultimately also what makes Cody Rhodes heel. So Cody Rhodes finally gets his heel spot. Fans will pop anyways because he's back, but ultimately it would make him heel now. And then thus we get finally Cody Rhodes as a heel, which is what everybody's been wanting for God knows how long. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't say it won't happen.
No,
Probably won't, but I can't say it won't. I mean, it's fantasy booking. That's the whole point. So looking it up, yeah, Adam Cole was never officially leader. He was in Bullet Club for about a year, a little over a year actually, and then was kicked out by Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks when they turned on him. The big thing with him is he was never a New Japan wrestler. He was a Ring of Honor wrestler. He was a Ring of Honor world champion. And so he brought the world championship there, and when he lost it, they turned on him and kicked him out. Jay Lethal took over as leader after Kenny Omega was out, but this is what made me confused. When Jay White, did I say Jay Lethal first?
You said Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal has never been in Bullet Club. Jay White took over after Kenny Omega
I was
left.
like, oh, that's interesting. Chris Bay is in Bullet Club. That's amazing.
Yeah,
when I
he
saw
joined in Impact as part of the storyline here, but
Club.
Jay White was out for a while with an injury, and during that time, Tomohiro Ishii took over as leader temporarily. Hey, another spam website that you don't want to go to. So anyone watching the live stream, Fields Raymond there decided to send a message with a spam URL that you should not click on. 100% don't.
Don't do it.
I don't even know if it
Oh,
goes
it's
anywhere.
actually not clickable though on YouTube.
Oh, look, and Aquila Leopold has done one too.
They're not clickable though.
They're not
literally-
clickable. They specifically they put a space in it because if they put a clickable link in the chat, it gets flagged. But if they put one with a space before or after the period, it isn't. But people might copy it and paste it.
People are
That's
that silly.
No, people
Really?
are that stupid. That's the reason they do it. It's a well-known scam. It leads to a site that tries to infect your computer with malware and take over shit. So do not do that. If this was StreamYard, I'd be blocking every single one of those people, but I can't on this.
Yeah.
If you want to give me your YouTube name and pass, I can do it for you.
You should be a moderator on our YouTube one way or another.
Am I? Oh, okay, fair enough. I'll do it. So
as long as you're logged in under that.
Take me off this screen and I'll go do it.
Boom, now I'm back up. So, since he did the it's a work angle,
it's a work.
Still believes it's a work.
Work.
I'm gonna go on it's a shoot, 100%. Because like I said, I'm not 100%. It's a shoot, but I'm probably. I think with every day, I get a little bit more. So I used to be 50-50, and now I'm probably 65-35. Maybe actually 65-33 with the 2% still on. He's just going to go off to Hollywood and do his shit there. He's going to appear in the next season of Heels. Maybe as a heel, as a big FU to AEW.
Man, I stopped watching Heels. I just didn't care anymore.
Oh, Heels is so good.
Yeah?
It was so
I'm missing
good.
out.
Yeah.
I love the actors. I really do. I just stopped caring at one point. I think I maybe just need to continue. That's fair. Love the actors, though.
Sent that again.
I removed the comments. Does it show that I removed the comments?
It doesn't here, but that's probably it because it now shows the first comment as the one I sent before the stream started. So excellent. Anyways, so I think if they were smart, they'd send them down to NXT and have them just run the show down there for a bit. But they're not smart.
No, they're really not.
Woo woo.
And they don't want him beating Braun Breaker because Braun Breaker is the future star of WWE. I mean, they're probably not wrong there, but that's beside the point. It's the principle of the thing. So I'm still going on the it's a shoot. It's 100% a shoot. However, I'm not putting him in WWE right away because I don't think that's the place he wants to go. The only reason he goes to WWE is dollars, right? I mean, apparently they just gave AJ Styles $3 million a year. Which I guess it makes a whole lot more sense for them to do budget cuts if they're going to start handing out $3 million a year contracts left and right. But we got to cut all these people so we can afford to give 4 people $3 million a year. So I think it's a shoot, but I think the first thing he does, as referenced by DA Fabe, is shows up after the Nick Aldis versus Matt Cardona NWA World Championship match. And challenge whoever is the new World Heavyweight Champion for NWA. And it works out great either way. Right? I talked about it the other day. Seriously, Nick Aldis wins. Perfect. Right? Because they've got a history. He beat Nick Aldis for the NWA World's Champion. And then Nick Aldis beat him to take it back. So goes on that. But if Matt Cardona retains against Nick Aldis, it's still a great storyline because it's best friend of Matt Cardona coming in and saying, "That's my belt. I want that belt."
Fabe, are you sleeping?
It did sound like you were snoring, but
Breathing heavily. Nick Aldis wins.
Yeah. I think the history with Matt Cardona and these other belts has been they give it to him for a month or two, and then he loses it to one of their people in a big, he lost the GCW belt back pretty quickly. And so I imagine he's going to lose the NWA belt. Back to Nick Aldis would be a great storyline. And then setting up Cody versus Nick Aldis 2, 3. Cody versus Nick Aldis 3. Yeah, that's the third time. Anyways, that would be the way I would do it. That being said, I don't think he signs a long-term contract with NWA. I don't even know if NWA really does long-term contracts truly, right?
I think
And
Mickey's on one.
Mickey's been appearing on Impact more than she's appeared on
Yeah.
NWA.
No, that's true.
I mean, literally, she's been on every episode of Impact since then, and only on like 2 NWA shows.
That's it.
But that's beside the point. I don't know if they do. Let's say this. I don't know if they do many long-term contracts. I know they do some because I'm pretty sure Camille is still on a long-term contract. And she's a beast. Anyways, but so I think it's a short-term deal for him to come in, maybe win the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship for a short period of time. But then I really think he just goes on a tour, heads over to Japan, and finally has a big run in Japan. Where
No, neither. So good booking. I enjoy it. Good booking. Having him come back to AEW. I enjoyed it. Neither of you guys did a WWE run. That's where the rumors are at, man.
You told us to book it, and whether the rumors are at that.
I know.
I mean, the simple fact is, the rumors of it started instantly after he announced, and even Dave Meltzer at that time was saying, I mean, I know WWE's talked to him, but there's been no deal, right? And none
There
of
still
the
isn't.
people
I know.
that have reported a deal is finalized.
But everyone was just all like, "Oh, they're talking. It's almost set in stone." And
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, that's the deal.
Usually, you just tell us it's confirmed and that's it. Why are you putting so much emphasis on it?
They jumped really heavily into their
Yeah.
talking as if it was confirmed, and that was
it.
part of my thing. I mean, here's the deal: when Tom Brady hit the free agency market, he talked to a lot of teams before he signed with a team. You know what I mean? No free agent talks to just one team. I guarantee you, Cody Rhodes has talked to WWE, but I also guarantee you he's still having talks with AEW, and probably also having talks with NWA and New Japan.
And potentially just TV.
And yeah, just TV. Like I said, that's that 2% in me that he's just gonna say, "Listen, I'm gonna go be a reality star / actor now."
I wonder how the Roads to the Top goes because they've already started filming some of the second season.
Like reportedly, TNT doesn't know what to do right now, because if he does go to WWE, they're probably gonna just can Roads to the Top, because they're not gonna have Roads to the Top be advertising the show that's on their rival network, right?
True.
They're just not. Period. If there was advertising him as the star of Impact Wrestling that's on Access, sure, they'll do that. Little put on Access TV, whatever. You know what I mean? If he went to NWA where they don't have a major TV deal, they'll do it, right? Maybe he goes to Control Your Narrative. Maybe he's a big surprise star at there.
Maybe he wants to be the CEO. I've been an executive vice president. Now I want to be a CEO.
There's a dark horse option that I think a lot of people are overlooking, or at least not talking about. But a dark horse option that we need to at least consider. Ring of Honor is supposed to start up in April, right? Cody Rhodes has a lot of
Oh, snap.
connections.
I forgot
Right.
about ROH.
What if Cody Rhodes has been behind the scenes negotiating to be the new booker / part owner of Ring of Honor, right? You know, put me in as a part owner. I'll join there. You'll still be majority share Sinclair, but let me do the booking. Let me be the face of the company.
I like that.
You know,
I like that.
that's a
I hate Cody, but I like that.
Yeah. That's a dark horse option there that could be so. But
And that's soon too.
yeah, just
Yeah.
a little over a month. And I mean that literally that's the timing. You know, if you want to believe that this has been in the plans for months, right, one way or another, that puts it back to December when Ring of Honor said we're gonna shutter for a while and then we'll come back and start fresh in April. So this could have been the plan the whole time from Ring of Honor.
Well, yes and no. I mean, they were having legitimate issues. Maybe Cody, when he started thinking about, okay, I'm on per appearance, this has been a month and a half. Maybe Cody got to them sooner rather than later. Hey, guys, look, I'm really down to help. Give me this significant amount of ownership or whatever. Let's do it. Let's make this happen.
The reason, the evidence I'm going to put in this is, remember, Ring of Honor announced that they were finishing out the year. Their final battle was going to be their final battle, right? Mm-hmm. Cody Rhodes' contract ended January 1st. A mere week later.
Oh, snap. Okay, you said a month. Oh, yeah. Month and a half. Okay, that makes sense.
It's been a month and a half.
Oh.
Now.
We're only February. Yeah.
We're halfway through February. It's the 22nd, dude. We're more than halfway.
Calm down. I like to preserve my time in 2022, okay?
Dude, we're closer to 2 months than we are to a month and a half now.
Yeah, that's valid.
Anyways, so that literally this could have been him saying my contract's up January 1st. Right now the negotiations aren't going great. So here's what I'm doing. I'm doing the backup plan here. I know you're struggling. I know you're thinking about just shutting down. How about we do this? You announce you're going to shut down. You announce that you plan to reopen in April. If my contract does get renewed, then you'd go through with whatever you're going to do, right? If I don't get a new contract, if I don't get the deal that I'm working for, then I buy in as a minority partner in your relaunch, but you give me creative control. Because reportedly that's one of the things that was a sticking point with him with AEW is he wanted that control.
Right. Would Cody have money to buy in like that though?
He'd have to have partners, but I mean, with all of the partners that he's made, all of the connections he's made in TNT and Warner, I guarantee you. Remember the was it vice president of Warner, Warner Media, that was a big supporter of, hey, look, Fahim Jananmil.
I'm on it. I just saw it.
Hi, sorry, I had to use the restroom. I apologize. I disappeared for a few seconds there.
It's okay. Anyways, the vice president of Warner Media, who was a big AEW proponent, left about a year ago. But he was definitely a Cody Rhodes connection. So Cody easily could have been talking to some of his connections from Warner Media, former Warner Media people, all the people he's met doing Roads to the Top, doing Go Big Show, and said, hey, listen, we've got a business opportunity. Join with me on this. I mean, it's how AEW started, right? Cody Rhodes was looking around and came across someone who had money and wanted to do the same thing as him. Start up a wrestling promotion.
Right.
And it was, do you want to form an alliance with me?
Do you want to build a snowman?
Absolutely,
he definitely knows how to do
In a wrestling ring.
So that's the deal. Is, I mean, he by himself, although, I mean, depending on what much weight you put in the reports for what his contract with AEW was, I mean, I'm not saying he's Tony Khan rich, but he was making some dough. So he very easily could have enough money to put on and become a minority shareholder himself. and then add in some silent partners to help, some investors. So
I completely don't disagree. I mean, here's the deal: Cody could have a lot of different plans. He could just be planning. Oh my gosh, having a baby's awesome.
yes, that's the deal.
I'm gonna wait 3 years before I'm back in a wrestling ring.
He tweeted out that picture
I'm gonna do it for time.
of his daughter playing with a dog and saying, "This is what retirement looks like." That legitimately could be him saying, "Look at me. This is what I'm gonna do for a while. Dude, if I had the money, I would have sat at home with my daughter when she was that age. I'd do it today."
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
till she's in school.
yeah. She's 4. I had to take the half day today because she had her 4-year doctor's checkup today.
Ooh,
Yeah. Oof.
fun one. Shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same when you're 4.
Yeah. The shots are different. When you're 4. She handled them like a champ, but that meant I had a half day to hang out with her. So.
Side note: if there's any parents out there evil enough to do this to their children, please play that song on your way to take your kids to get shots. Put it on TikTok. We'll play it on here.
Did you do that? Because that sounds awesome.
I did not, but
no. But I think you should.
I should have. I really should have.
Shot. Someday, JLB, you will have children.
I mean, geez, I don't think they'll be. I mean, they'll definitely be need to taking some kind of shots at some point. So yeah.
So you just go shot.
I mean, I don't know how you guys do infant vaccinations up in Canada, but here in America, they get shots from almost day 1.
Yeah, that's it. Like chicken
They don't
pox
day
and
1,
whatever.
but 3 months old. And
first 4 years are pretty
are
sticky.
like shot galore.
You get what I'm saying? Sticky.
Yeah.
Sticky.
In fairness, in Nebraska, the 4-year shots are optional, but they have to be done before they go to kindergarten. So
you can make it 5 years if you want.
So you could put it off for 5-year, depending on exactly when the birthday is and when they would be starting kindergarten. But that's a side point. We had already planned on her doing the shots today. That's why I took the whole afternoon off, so that I knew if she was distraught after them, I could take her for ice cream and whatever.
And did you?
She didn't want ice cream. She wanted a hamburger.
Oh.
Broncos? Did you have Broncos?
No, she wanted Hardee's because Hardee's has a kids meal that has a toy. Although it was a shitty toy this week. It was stickers.
The toys haven't been good for years in kids.
Yeah.
Recently, this was a Hardee's kids meal toy not too long ago.
Not bad. Is it a squishy Batman or a bobblehead
No,
Batman?
it's a hard one, but it's got a
pod dispenser.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Funko Pop size. It's smaller, but
yeah.
But it's got a little spring in here, and it came with a little batarang that would flick on the hand, and you go like this, and it would throw the batarang. Pretty decent.
Not horrible.
And then there was a Joker one that I can't quite reach from where I'm at right now.
It throws a grenade?
No, he his mouth opens super wide. It's kind of creepy here.
Oh yeah. He looks Canadian.
Yeah, he looks like Terrence and Phillip.
Shut your effing face,
fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
Wow, I wasn't even gonna try to use the F-bomb.
Bastard, Uncle Fucker. You're an Uncle Fucker. Yes, it's true. Nobody fucks uncles quite like you.
And there goes our monetization.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
Trey and Matt getting all of our fucking monetization.
You're the one who fucked
And
your
DC.
Uncle Fucker.
The one day his daughter decides to listen to the podcast is this episode.
Oh, if you think that's the first time she heard any of those words.
I'm sorry for thinking you're a good father.
I just don't believe that censoring your kids' words at this age does any good. But the other, we did have to at least hold her back a little bit because the other day she dropped something and I heard her say, "What the fuck?"
No.
Like,
I think it's more about if she goes in public and like she starts F-bombing, they'll be like, what the fuck, guys? It's more that, she's gonna
They're just
eventually
words.
learn all these words anyways.
yeah,
But
but just
it's
words.
But
There'll be
it's
new
not,
words. There will be new swear words by the time she's.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't think so. I feel
I
like
don't know if the C word was really that big when we were kids.
maybe not, but I mean it was still around.
I mean, the thing is, words evolve, language evolves, right? When I was a kid, the F-bomb was something like literally. I remember hearing my neighbor say it, and I asked my dad what that word was, and my dad said that is a very, very bad word. You should never say it. Only bad people say it.
Yeah, but he probably swore left, right, and center though.
But my point is, in modern day, you look at it, and that word has worked its way a lot more towards the mainstream.
I mean, it can
Right.
be on television now, cable
Yeah, cable
after
television.
a
it can
certain
be-
time of night. But
But the C word is now the level the F word was back then.
yeah,
Um,
not
the
to make
T
it about
the T word's up there too.
really.
Oddly enough, they both mean the same thing.
I don't
People
know what
certainly
this
do
T
not
word
like
is.
body parts. Oh, it's twat.
Yeah, it's twat. It's 100% twat. Don't be a twat, douche.
That's what I tell you.
Oh, dude, don't be a twat, douche. Well done. So fantasy booking.
So fantasy booking. So we just did DA Fabe's fantasy booking. JOB, do you have a fantasy booking?
Yeah,
Option?
I mean, I'll do one because mine's gonna suck. Guys, Alexa Bliss is back. I don't know if you saw her in the chamber.
Fantasy booking.
I did not. I mean, I saw she was back, but I did not see the chamber. Yeah.
So she was halfway decent in the chamber, aside from Bianca picking her up with one hand. That was pretty crazy. But I would like you to book Alexa Bliss's opponent for WrestleMania. Give me maybe a little bit of a storyline and what happens with Alexa Bliss for Mania.
Me first. I go
Okay.
first.
Okay, go.
Go. No. Her opponent's Rhea Ripley. They teased it at Elimination Chamber.
Did they?
They did. When Alexa Bliss was coming in, Rhea Ripley was already in her cage or in her pod, whatever you want to call it. And Alexa went up to it and put her hands up there and kind of mocked her out there. And I think that's the story I would want to tell is Rhea Ripley. But here's the way they do it. Rhea Ripley's been beating up on Nikki Cross because Nikki Cross has been turning bad. But for Alexa, that's Nikki Cross turning to her side. So this is Alexa coming back to Nikki Cross's side.
Yeah, true. Okay.
You've been beating up my friend, now I'm gonna beat you up. And yes, that's technically the bad guy side, which is fine. That's the way it is. So Rhea Ripley gets to be the hero now facing off against two villains. And Alexa can be back to the mean girl Alexa that she always was. Mocking Rhea Ripley. She can do all the little petty things that she used to do. But that's the feud that I would want to see out of this. It's Alexa versus Rhea Ripley. It also works because Alexa's small and Rhea Ripley not small. And those are always fun storylines to tell. Can plucky little Alexa Bliss be able to beat big strong Rhea Ripley?
Can David beat Goliath? No. Okay. I thought it was funny. Sounded better in my head, I guess. Yeah.
Probably.
That's fair. I mean, I think that's maybe where WWE's going. I think that is a WWE storyline, which I guess makes sense. Didn't really think of that. But hopefully kayfabe has something different.
I do. I think
I'm
it's Nikki
interested.
Cross.
Okay. How do you do that then? They're both heels. Please
Ripley on a pole.
explain. Rhea Ripley on a pole? Is that what you said?
Yep. Rhea Ripley on a pole match.
I feel like you want to
No.
see that for more reasons than just that.
Oh, hello.
Well,
Hello. No, I don't think it's a Rhea Ripley on a pole match. I think that Nikki wants to present herself as a hero by herself, and I think that she sees Alexa as a villain who caused Nikki to have this turn. Very much so. You cost me my hair. Superman, Lex Luthor type setup. You cost me to fall to this dark side. You cost me my friendship. You cost me. Both of them have this. You cost me. You took this from me. You took my friendship, or I'm going to be your hero and I'm going to bring you back, and you can be my sidekick. And I think you just have a build towards their old friendship. And for poops and giggles, let's make it a latte match. Throw the other one into a latte. So, latte match. And to throw them into a giant cup of latte.
Oh, Jesus.
Because they used to have lattes.
Okay.
Frozen latte. Because it would be very hot and painful if you threw a person into a 180-degree latte.
I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was a person who used to work at a Starbucks repeating an actual order conversation they had, and it was the person saying, "Yes, I want a latte with no milk." Like,
That's not a latte.
So you want an espresso? No, I said I want a latte with no milk. Oh, so you want like oat milk or like, almond milk or something like that instead. No, are you stupid? I want a latte with no milk.
Yes, I am.
Apparently I am, because latte is Italian for milk. You don't need to lecture me what Italian is. That has nothing to do with what I'm ordering. I'm ordering a latte with no milk.
Did they want a latte of it or a little of it?
Apparently they wanted a latte with no milk.
But with no milk. How does what? Okay.
Yeah.
I would have been like, sure. What name do I put on it? All right, cool. Hang on a minute. Just shit in the coffee. Just fuck off.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yep.
Shit in the coffee.
Shit in the coffee.
It's not even like there's not any gentleness to this at all. It's just
that went
fecal matter in your coffee, sir.
Brown chocolate milk.
I suppose
brown
that
latte coming right out.
I also legitimately saw a TikTok that I really, really hope was satire, but it was a person making a drink, and they were like, and then you put in strawberry milk, which is vegan because it's made with strawberry milk. It's not cow milk.
That's got to be a joke. There's no way somebody actually thinks that.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
You'd think so, but this, I don't know with this particular
people are
one.
Idiots. People are idiots.
Because they're like, there's oat milk, which is vegan, and there's almond milk, which is vegan, and this is strawberry milk, which is vegan because it uses strawberries.
I have yet to see an oat that I could milk. A soy that I could milk.
You are correct.
Or a strawberry with nipples.
Pretty much anything with nipples you can milk.
Really?
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
And the actual answer is yes.
If we give either of us enough estrogen, yes, he can milk us. That's horrible to be able to know that out loud.
It's 100% true.
That's
Anyway, this took
the more you know, the more you know.
So
have you guys ever tried Oreos, but like the cereal? I think it's called Oreo. Yeah, it's like Oreos.
I have
Oh.
not, but they're popular over here. So
Pretty
you know.
delicious. Pretty delicious. It just
They're
really
okay.
tastes like the cookie itself, like not obviously the cream part, because the cream part is the milk, I guess. But the cookie, it just tastes like a bunch of Oreo in the shape of Cheerios,
So
but cookies. Tastes like cookies. It's delicious.
while we're on a weird tangent,
Mhm.
oh, after work, because my wife was angry that she didn't get to go with us to the appointment and
And
to
get
the
Arby's.
subsequent well, it was going to be ice cream, but then it was Hardee's. She wanted to go to Cold Stone Creamery and get some ice cream. So we went to get ice cream after work. And she got what she normally gets, which is just one of the regular things that's there. But I walk in and I'm like, okay, do I want ice cream? And I see
Yeah, you do.
they have a limited edition, limited time Lucky Charms ice cream.
Ooh.
Mm.
How was it?
It's witchcraft, is what it is. It's witchcraft. Because here's the ice cream itself, like they put marshmallows in it. The ice cream is not flavored like marshmallows, right?
Okay.
The ice cream tastes like that Odie cereal milk. You know what I mean? When you're eating Lucky Charms, the non marshmallow parts of the Lucky Charms, that Odie flavor,
Okay.
it tastes like that, and then like sweetened milk. It's witchcraft. It should not work, but it does. But then they mix in
The
actual Lucky
marshmallows
Charms
and-
marshmallows and everything. But it's crazy because like you're eating it and it's like this really does taste like I'm eating the cereal.
Lucky Charms. Nice.
But it's green. I don't know why they chose green. I mean, I guess the only reason is because we're coming close to St. Patrick's Day. And so they're like, we'll make it green because it's luck of the Irish, I guess.
It's after all, it's the Lucky Charms.
Yep, I guess. But
Nice.
anyways, that was the weird tangent I just wanted to talk about.
What's we don't have this ice cream place in Canada, I guess. This is
Cold
like a
Stone
local
Creamery.
place?
I don't know what the big thing with it. Their namesake is that in front, like where they do the serving, there's a giant marble slab that they have with freezers underneath it that make it chilled and cold. And so when you order something, they scoop it up and then they put it on these cold stones, and then they put the toppings that you want in there, and then they use these two big paddles and they mash it up and mix it all together on this cold stone, and then they put it into the dish for you to eat.
Snap. Don't think there's any Canadian locations. It might just be an American thing.
Probably not.
Frozen Moo is better. It's rolled. It's Thai rolled ice cream.
Yeah,
Same concept.
yeah. There's the Thai rolled ones that are on the thing. There's another one that's a very similar concept to Cold Stone.
It's called a fucking Blizzard.
Oh, I hate Dairy Queen's Blizzard.
Blasphemous.
I like Dairy Queen's Blizzards. What I hate is how they feel obligated to do the whole flip it over before they hand it to you shit.
It's actually a rule. They have to.
I know. I hate it.
I'm just saying, what if mine fell out? Your next one's on us. Well, apparently this one's on me. Ah!
Yeah.
So I don't get it. It says in June 2009, Cold Stone Creamery started testing the Canadian market by opening 7 co-branded locations with Tim Hortons in Toronto, Oakville, Mississauga, Hamilton, Pickering, Sudbury, Halifax, Nova Scotia. They had locations in every Canadian province except for Newfoundland and Labrador. But then that doesn't tell me if it's still there. Pieces of trash.
Okay. On a side note, you have a province called Labrador.
Well, it's not a no. It's like a territory almost, kind of.
Is that what the Northwestern Territories used to be?
Yeah, ish. I'm not great with my geography, but it's not an actual province name. It's like a
Nunavut?
territory. Exactly.
There, I'm just like you named a territory after a dog.
I'm sure I can find few dog names in your states, so it is what it
I
is.
assure you, there is not a state named Poodle.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Correct, exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's correct. There's your Billy Madison reference.
That was, in fact, a Billy Madison reference. Yes.
Yep.
I looked up what the similar to Cold Stone that I was thinking of. It's called Marble Slab Creamery, which is the most boring ripoff name of a store I've ever heard in my life. Like, oh, you're Cold Stone? We're Marble Slab Creamery.
Oh, your name's Iron Man? Well, I'm Exoskeleton Person.
I'm Steel Guy.
So in 2017, Tim Hortons removed the Cold Stone creameries because they're asshats, but it did cost them $19 million in the fourth corner for doing so.
In fairness, as much as I like Cold Stone, they their business is fairly tentative. We had one in the town I grew up in for like 10 years, and then it just suddenly closed because it just wasn't making money there. So, it's kind of hard
Speaking of
to do an
business
entire
models
business
that
on.
should have been more successful than they are, or let's talk about one that should have been less successful. Subway. Why do I have to tell you how to make my sandwich? I feel like if I had to figure out how to make my sandwich, I would make it myself.
Because it's a superiority complex. I'm the king. You make my sandwich for me.
You think it's an alpha thing? Oh, that's
could be.
That's
It could be. That's
I
why
think
it's
that's worth a psychological study if there's that many people who are fucking dicks.
Yeah.
I mean, do you? When's the last time you went to Subway?
I don't go to Subway. I fucking hate it. It's disgusting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Well, there are better sub places out there. Do you go to Quiznos?
Yeah.
I don't think you have a Quiznos.
We have Quiznos.
We have Quiznos some places. There's one in.
I would choose Jimmy John's.
Yeah, Jimmy John's would be my go-to. I don't like Firehouse subs.
I love Firehouse.
I have a vendetta against Firehouse subs for a stupid reason.
Do they make it in front of you though?
Yeah, I mean, Firehouse subs is just like a
Subway,
but it's not a
Subway sort
it's
of a
not
thing.
A,
but
yeah, it's more like Quiznos because it's toasted.
yeah, more like
there's
Quiznos. Yeah.
preset sandwiches and stuff like that.
But the reason I have a vendetta against Firehouse subs, and like I said, this is really stupid. I'll admit. But in the town I grew up in, lived there till a few years ago, Kearney, there was a store that opened that I really, really liked. And it was a burrito shop called Moe's. And it was phenomenal.
Hold on, Firehouse did not cost Moe's.
It did.
It wasn't. It was it's the Pepper Jack's Grill.
Oh, that's right. But it was still that same. It wasn't the same location, but it was because it opened down in that same mall,
strip mall. Yeah,
that same little strip mall,
Pepper Jack's is what kicked out,
which is the same owner.
Oh, okay.
And everything, but I'm like, because Moe's was awesome, and there's not a Moe's anywhere near me. I got into a conversation with a coworker who's from the South. And they mentioned how they hate Chipotle because it's just a poor man's Moe's. And I was like, yes, it is.
Do you have a Qdoba?
We have both a Qdoba and a Chipotle near me, and
That's just a snarky Moe's.
I would take Moe's over both of them.
And I would take Firehouse over those.
Happiness is just a flaming.
We've got Jersey Mike's here. I haven't tried Jersey Mike's yet.
Ooh, I've never had a Jersey Mike's. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's kind of a big. We have was it Pickle Man's?
You also happen to live in the home city of the Reuben.
Yeah, arguably, but yeah.
Arguably, yes, I agree. But fucking claim it because you live there, bitch.
Like, okay, Rubens. Is it called Rubens?
Reuben.
Reuben is a type of sandwich that arguably was created in Omaha. And I say arguably because there's another place that claims to have created the Reuben as well.
Is it like St. Louis? Something like that.
Is it a smoked meat joint?
Reuben is a specific type of sandwich. It is a sandwich.
Cock meat sandwich.
Yeah, it's got corned beef, Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and Russian dressing, like either on it or dipped into it. In Nebraska, we use Thousand Island dressing. And that's the difference, reportedly, is that the one version that uses Russian dressing was reportedly started. Well, I gotta find it here. So the Omaha one was Ruben Kulakovsky, a Jewish Lithuanian-born grocer in Omaha, Nebraska, asked for a sandwich made of corned beef and sauerkraut for his weekly poker game around 1920. And so they named it the Reuben sandwich because of him, right? Another account says that Arnold Reuben, a German Jewish owner of Reuben's Delicatessen in New York City, created the Reuben Special in around 1914, which would be 6 years earlier, reportedly. But like I said, the big difference is the Thousand Island dressing versus Russian dressing. In Nebraska, we like Thousand Island dressing. So apparently you can in Montreal get the Montreal Reuben, which uses corned beef and Montreal style smoked meats.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
What is Montreal style smoked meats? Inform us. We may need to make a trip to Montreal.
Oh, I mean, we have the best smoked meat, technically. And I'm
now,
not talking
now
about
don't get crats.
It's a type of kosher-style deli meat produced by salting and curing beef brisket with spices and then hot smoked to cook through.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally steamed to completion. So it's similar to pastrami, they say, or kind of corned beef. Anyways.
Best smoking.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I've my locations and where I've went are very limited, so I should not say that. However, I've heard a lot of people say that a lot of people literally come to Montreal just for our smoked meat. So, I mean,
a lot of people come to Montreal just to smoke their meat.
I mean that too, because we have the best night town in all of Canada. And
I'm so proud of you for your senseless national pride. It's almost like you're an American.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to fit in sometimes. I figured I might as well gloat for the sake of gloating.
I mean, in fairness, we're just being polite and letting you continue to talk about how great your meat is up in Montreal, knowing full well that there's no meat like Nebraska meat. Nebraska beef, top tier.
It's because we have fields and we have corn. We have both.
Yes. We have lots of space for cows and we have lots of corn to feed the cows. And that's the thing, corn-fed cows.
You make Omaha steaks a big thing, and then next thing you know, we're the king of the castle.
Steaks are not the best steaks in Nebraska, though.
Okay. Yeah, they just capitalized on it. No, the best steaks in Nebraska is you call up a farmer, and you say, "I want to reserve your next side of beef."
Nebraska is literally a state that did Kobe beef better than Kobe, the Kobe region of Japan. Like we have Nebraska Prime Star beef, and whoo-wee.
Yeah. So I have to answer D Highs because he asked for link, and I have to clarify what link he's wanting.
Apparently, he's wanting a link to get some Montreal.
Yeah, I mean, is he wanting Montreal smoked meats, or is he wanting a Reuben sandwich? Or is he wanting a Moe's sandwich or a?
Yeah.
Burrito.
I mean, that's
or is he wanting something wrestling related? Because that's really what this
That's
show's
really what he's
supposed to
wanting.
be.
he's like, can you give me a link to a wrestling podcast that will talk about wrestling? That's very valid. He would be on point right there. He's like, maybe I went to
Touche,
the wrong.
D highs, D high S.
What is the link between this?
StreamYard link in bottom
StreamYard
don't
link in the
work.
bottom doesn't work.
I have a StreamYard
My bottom
link
doesn't
in the...
work.
Oh,
In the doobly-doos. You didn't change
In
the
the
doobly-doos.
doobly-doos? I didn't change the doobly-doos, but it still should work because I still have an active StreamYard.
What doesn't work?
Apologies.
StreamYard link.
Oh,
He will
interesting. Let me check that out.
hit him at Detective Marks. That would be at Raw and Order WBU on Twitter,
Well,
and he'll try and get you a link directly to it.
I mean, like I said, it still should work because I still have an active StreamYard.
no, yeah, but you're not on StreamYard. You don't. Do you? Like, I went to StreamYard. It's bringing me to like the page though where I want to broadcast.
Yeah, that's
because
our-
the StreamYard link is a referral link. That's what it is. It's not to watch. It's to start your own show.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I mean, if you want the referral link to Streamlabs Melon, I could get that for you. And
we'll give you our personal review. It sucks.
Yeah, we're not particularly happy with it, but we could give it to you. See, LOL. Yes, it's funny because we here's the deal. I said on the previous one we decided to try Melon because we got a really great deal on it, and it has a lot of features that I really like the idea of. Like there are all sorts of layouts that you don't have on StreamYard that you can go through. And I was like, ooh, look at all these layouts I can do. But it doesn't matter because some of the features that we normally use, including DA Fabe's broadcast, doesn't work right on it. So so he wants a link to join the stream. Tell you what, hit me up after the stream. You can at Raw and Order WBU on Twitter or Instagram. And we'll talk a little bit. We don't typically join people on the stream without knowing them first, or at least getting to know them first, kind of vetting you first. If you do have a fantasy booking something, hit us up in the chat with it, and we'll talk about it on here. But in terms of joining this actual stream, we're kind
cautious
of
because we don't want you to say words like fuck or twat.
Or fap on video. I don't know.
Yeah. So like I said, hit me up at Raw and Order WBU on Twitter afterwards. We'll chat a little bit. If I think everything's kosher, maybe on our next stream I'll invite you on. But
Sure.
I've got
Kosher, like Montreal's smoked meat, which is the best in all of the world.
Yes.
all of Montreal.
All of the world.
All of Quebec.
Yeah,
We'll give you a whole province.
Heck, we'll even give you all of Canada if you want it, right? But considering I've had Kansas City smoked meats,
Nashville,
it's really, really hard.
I like to smoke my own meat. That's getting dirty. Let's move on.
I
Sparks,
tried
you
to
got
smoke my
challenge.
own meat, but I'm not flexible enough. I mean, what? Okay, so
And we lost a viewer.
yep, and he's gone.
Well, we're gonna go to his
And
Twitch.
he's gone.
He's gonna give us the link to his Twitch, and we'll go see his Twitch.
Yeah, we'll check out your Twitch, and like I said, maybe on the next one we'll have you join. But like I say, we're one of those. I don't know. We're cautious. We're new to Twitch, and we've been burned before. So, but we'll check you out.
Look,
and then maybe next time.
Anyway.
So we're gonna move on to my challenge because we went on a weird tangent for a while. My challenge to you is pretty simple. It's going to be pretty. Yes, we know we can find you. Yes, we'll find you.
Okay, just move forward.
It's going to be pretty simple. Right now, we are what's it, 3 weeks now away from Revolution. Even 3 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks away from Revolution. 2 weeks away from AEW Revolution. We've got 5 matches scheduled for it right now. 2 of them are going to be. It's not that we don't want you, dude. It's that we want to vet you first. We want to make sure your personality matches. I'm being honest with you. Maybe next time, but yes,
Thanks,
we
bro.
will enjoy our show. Thanks, man. So there are 5 matches currently booked. Keith Lee versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus 3 to be determined. We've got Jurassic Express versus 2 to be determined. Those are the ones that are going to be chosen here in the next couple weeks, right? CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the Women's Championship. Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole for the Men's World Championship. 5 matches booked does not a AEW Revolution make in my mind. So your challenge for both of you is to fill out the card. I'm thinking at least 2 more matches, maybe 3. To fill out the card for Revolution, and how do you build up to that?
3 or 4 matches?
3 matches. If you want to do 4 matches, that would put 9 on the card for the night, and that would be a big one. But I could do it. One of them could be on the kickoff show. You know, unlike WWE actually put something on the kickoff show.
Okay, let me just get that. I know you just told the card, but
yeah, I mean, keep in mind there's currently not a TBS title match on there. So you could easily put Jade Cargill versus someone in there. There's currently not a TNT title match on there, so you can put Sammy Guevara versus someone.
Oh, wait a minute! It's gonna be a crazy, because we have Keith Lee versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse. Oh, I thought they were gonna face the TNT.
Nope. It's a ladder match for a shot at the TNT. It's effectively a Money in the Bank match.
Nice. That looks exciting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'll go first.
Yep.
There will be a Tag Titles Championship.
Well, that's already booked for it. It's the 3-way.
Express versus TBT versus TBT. To be determined and to be determined. I feel like the Ass Boys might make it in there, though.
Yeah, that's those 2. They're having the Battle Royal, Tag Team Battle Royal this week to determine at least one of them. So.
Yeah, they built this feud with the Ass Boys. I feel like the Ass Boys have to be in there. So.
'Cause I'm an ass boy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't know?
Well, your ass better call
somebody.
Our asses.
I mean, I feel like Jade. I feel like Jade Cargo versus Serena Deeb. They definitely got to be using Serena Deeb on the pay-per-view. I don't exactly. Who was Jade's last opponent? I don't think it was Serena Deeb. It was just some other person that just appeared or something.
She just recently face
it was like someone new.
Ruby Soho was.
I
think
she
her
faced
most
Ruby
recent.
again.
No,
yeah.
Ruby Soho. Was it Ruby Soho? I feel like she faced
on a Friday night.
Okay. Or maybe because I feel like you have to do The professional is Serena Deeb, correct?
The Professor, yeah.
Professor. Sorry.
AQA was the most recent one. It was the
That's it.
debut TBS title. Julia Hart was on Rampage the week prior, 2 weeks prior, a month prior. I don't know. Anyways,
And then,
Anna
like,
Jay.
that's the problem too, because Serena Deeb also faced her at one point too. I think that was maybe a month ago or something.
Serena Deeb has not faced off with Jade Cargill in quite a while. I'm looking here. I'm on Cage
okay.
Match, and so
Do you know her ranking? Does it say it there?
I'm not on Cage Match. I could go to the AEW page to see, but like I don't even know. I'm looking here, and I don't even know.
Oh,
if
she's
Serena
new
Deeb...
number one. She's number one on the this week's official AEW rankings. Serena Deeb is new number one contender to AEW Women's title, though.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Thunder Rosa has that match.
Keep in mind they did say a long time ago that the number one contender is number one for both the women's title and the TBS title. It's the same thing with number one contender for the world title is also the number one contender technically for the TNT title. It's weird. It's dumb.
Oh, okay.
It's why they almost need weight classes for those mid-card titles or something. You know what I mean? If they're going to do it based on win-loss. But anyways.
Okay, so they get to choose. I guess that's fine if they get to choose, but then why wouldn't you want to choose the world?
Yeah, that's why it's kind of stupid, but...
That's fair. So I'll do Serena Deeb versus Jade Cargill. She'll decide to go after the TBS title. Get them on the pay-per-view, and it won't be on a kickoff. It will literally be on a pay-per-view because you have to represent your titles properly. I'm thinking you do. It's not necessarily Double or Nothing, but you do like a Casino Royale though. So maybe you do a Casino Royale of all the women to see who faces Jade on the pay-per-view on the kickoff.
Can you just say the word casino again?
Casino.
No,
that's not the way you were saying. You got to say it right.
I'm not saying it right.
Not the way you were saying it. You said
Casino?
like 3 times.
Oh, I was just thinking, and sorry.
And so I needed you to say casino again.
Casino.
Okay.
So you have that. So that's 2 matches, but it's kind of a cop-out. Let me see who is a pretty good card, man. I'm excited for this. So you're gonna have the Ass Boys in that tag, so can't put them anywhere. Okay, well, you're most certainly probably going to be getting Hook versus what's his face, guy that no one likes, but he's a great trainer. QT Marshall.
QT Marshall.
Yeah, that's unfortunately going to happen, but that's going to have to be on the main card because Hook's involved. And once Hook is involved, you have to put that on the card. I also feel like you might be getting the Daniel Bryan versus John Moxley on Revolution as well. Because we're a week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks away. So I feel like you could still make that happen. John Moxley didn't necessarily say no to it, but he only will partner with someone he bleeds with. So therefore, John Moxley versus Bryan Danielson in an all wrestling match, meaning it's nothing but wrestling, no hardcore stuff. I feel like you also have to have Lance Archer in this somehow too. Not in Moxley and Bryan Danielson, but you have to have... What's Lance Archer doing? Did he do anything necessarily after the Hangman?
We haven't seen him yet.
Haven't seen him yet, huh?
No.
Okay. I don't know what they would do because they haven't really been building anything else with him. I mean, he's definitely not facing. Jake Roberts. I'll tell you that much. But maybe Lance Archer versus Ethan Page. They kind of break that up. Dan Lambert gets pissed off at Lance Archer for not doing it. He's like, hey, I even helped you by cutting the rope, and you couldn't even get the job done because Dan Lambert's a cocky prick. Lance Archer doesn't like his attitude, and Ethan Page then gets in his face. So maybe you also have Lance Archer versus Ethan Page, which I think would also be pretty fire. And that could maybe start up your AEW Revolution pay-per-view. So I'll go with those matches. Daniel Bryan versus Moxley, Lance Archer versus Ethan Page. You have the kickoff be a Casino Royale women's to face the TBS champion. And then you have Serena Deeb on the card with going against Jade Cargill for the TBS championship. No, not a fan. I think all of these are very valid.
No, they're all very
matches.
valid. I didn't say I was a fan or not. I just said
I don't know.
I'm waiting for a DA Fabes thing.
All right, here we go. So we're gonna start off. I'm gonna fill in the rest of that tag match. I do like your Ass Boys selection. I also think that the Acclaimed will be in that as the third team. In regards to the TBS Championship, I really, really like the idea of an Anna Jay play there. I just think that makes sense. It allows us to heal up Jade Cargill a little bit more. Not heal like as in get better, but make her more of a heel. And Anna Jay is 4-1, so she can afford a loss to undefeated Jade Cargill. Never lost in her career, so that doesn't hurt her too awful bad before Jade moves towards her eventual loss before she gets the women's title. I do like the idea of a number one contenders women's match. I don't know if a Casino Royale is the way to go. But I think that's the pre-show match. I think this is the time to go ahead and give us a free women's match, non-pay-per-view, and have the likes of probably Chris Statlander, Bunny. You want to have Rebel and Jamie Hayter in there, and I'll throw in a fist and say legit Layla Hirsch. And I'd probably go ahead and have Layla Hirsch win that so that she can just kind of have that quick pop and then back out. She's not the next one to win the title. I think it
should be. She's so good.
I know, but I think it's Serena. I think it's Serena Deeb or I think it's Thunder Rosa. Actually, I think Thunder Rosa wins this week, and Serena Deeb maybe takes it off with Thunder Rosa. Because Serena Deeb's heel work is really fucking good right now. As much as I want Red Velvet to be the next one to face for Jade Cargill's title, I think Red Velvet should be the one who knocks off Jade Cargill's unbeaten record. So that's just my opinion. Those two put on fire matches with each other. And of Red Velvet's 21 losses in her career, Jade Cargill holds like 17 of them. Okay, it's not quite that high, but it's a lot. So we already have we have I assume in the 5 you were mentioning, Smarks, you were talking about the ladder match, right? The Face of the Revolution ladder match.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got the ladder match, the tag team
match,
trio match.
I like where you're going with Hook, but I think that Hook match is going to be. They're really pumping him up for just a destructive force. I think it's going to be Hook versus the Nightmare Factory. In other words, I think it's going to be a gauntlet match. I think that's the route to go there.
Ooh. But I mean, he's beaten all of them already? No, or like a good chunk of
But
them.
not all on the same night, motherfucker.
This is valid. Okay.
So, I don't know.
I am not a motherfucker, though. I mean, no, that's not true. I fucked a mother before.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're a 33-year-old virgin, but it's okay.
Wow, I'm not. But sure.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I don't know. I think you were kind of serious with that comment. I'm slightly offended.
I don't know what to do with the likes of Bryan Danielson or Moxley. I mean, they're on the card. They're literally on the poster. So they have to have something, right?
Well, they don't officially yet.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're leading up to a Moxley versus, because they had the whole thing before I partner with anyone, I bleed with them, sort of a thing. And so there's going to be a match, I would assume, at this that's Moxley versus Bryan Danielson.
And I think I can get down with that. I think it's a cop out to use that as one of my matches, so I'll get down with it.
But it is not as of yet announced. So
yes,
and you don't even have Darby and Sting, which is surprising.
I think there's going to be something with Orange Cassidy, Darby, Sting, and Guevara type setup. Because isn't Darby set up to go after the TNT?
Well, he just had a match for the TNT last week, but it did end in sort of a schmoz. So,
I think we could see a multi-person match for the TNT title. And then we know we have Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. We know that's happening.
Well, we don't. Technically, it's not.
It's happening.
It should happen, though. Yeah,
that'll be the other one of these faces that are on here, and it could be that Orange Cassidy ends up in the ladder match. You know, they don't have the Acclaimed on that poster. They do have. Is that Scorpio Sky on the top right?
That is, but they have everybody on the poster, kind of.
Yeah,
not everybody.
Well, poster has a lot of people on it, though.
That aren't confirmed.
Scorpio Sky, Dan Lambert, that kind of sets up with the Hangman Page thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to go with what I want to see is a fatal 4-way for the TNT title. Sammy Guevara comes out on top, but we build on the Orange Cassidy feud with oh shit. Fuck. Who was he recently feuding with?
Say that again, though, because maybe I could help you out.
Orange Cassidy.
Okay, so you had the Adam Cole thing. Adam Cole was done.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy hasn't had a feud since the Adam Cole thing.
Okay, so this is building an Orange Cassidy feud. That could be a good setup, Orange Cassidy and Sammy Guevara. I don't know.
Can you have the TNT, though, if you're doing this ladder match? I guess you can, but I feel like they would have.
It doesn't have to be a ladder. Like you made it so there's 2 ladder matches. Like we don't need 2 ladder matches. We can just have. Mm-hmm. We can have,
No, I more meant because this was the big thing, like the number 1 contendership for the TNT title. So I don't know how you would justify.
They've had just at Full Gear, they had a number 1 contenders match. At the same one that they had a championship match for that same one. So they've done it before. You can have. I mean, because you get named the number 1 contender to whoever has the belt, right?
Right.
So if the belt changes hands, you're still the number 1 contender.
Yeah. Yeah. So there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
My bad.
In fact, I like Scorpio Sky in that match to start putting him back in a little bit more single strength. So I'm going to put Scorpio Sky, Orange Cassidy, Sammy Guevara, and who else do I want in that match? Fuck, we haven't had a payoff to the Pac versus Malachi Black match yet.
Oh,
After
snap.
that,
Dude, there's so many potential matches that could happen at Revolution.
and so much they could leave off,
Yeah, that's
like
it.
Luther off their roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't cry if Luther disappeared.
Well, I mean, just think about the number of tag teams you could easily put in. I really like the idea of Hook having a gauntlet match. I think that'd be fun. But
I mean, I think he's going to be on the card, though, for sure. I'm not a fan of your gauntlet, but I feel like he does have to be on the card. Almost. Like, for sure has to be on the card. There's so many matches. Jesus, this is going to be a 5-hour. They should just put all these matches on, and I'd be down. Like, give me 5 hours of Revolution. Let's go.
give me all the payoffs today. Every
Today.
one of them.
God damn it. Do it.
So, no, I think I want the hook match. I want the triple threat Scorpio Sky. Actually, that's perfect. Scorpio Sky, Orange Cassidy, Sammy Guevara, triple threat for the TNT title, which does have Dan Lambert and his team involved, which opens the door for the inner circle, what's remaining of it, to kind of help protect Sammy Guevara a little bit. And then the Jade Cargill versus I've got, who did I have her up against? It wasn't Layla Hirsch. Oh, Anna Jay. And then I still have that women's. I like your idea. I just don't think it should be a ladder match for the women's number one contender.
I didn't say a ladder match.
You did too,
I said Casino Royale.
which is a ladder match.
No, that casino. What's the other thing? The
They had
one
the
where they
Battle
do-
Royal, the Casino Battle Royal.
That's what I meant.
Battle
Sorry.
Royal. Okay, over the
Yeah.
top rope.
Yeah.
All right, that's okay then, I guess. Yeah.
Which, in
Alright,
fairness,
that's
is probably in the works for the kickoff show of some sort, whether it's women's or men's.
7-11 somehow, yeah.
Yeah, they've usually had a battle royal on the kickoff show. So
Also, side note, somebody else is quickly approaching their 50th win, but it won't be this week. So,
Who?
do tell.
one Britt Baker.
Oh, Jade.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, Britt's got to wait
41.
because she's at 28
She's
now.
at 41. 41 career wins.
Yeah, no, I'm talking Jade Cargill.
Oh, yeah, Jade's
She's
at 27.
27. She'll be.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Red Velvet's actually the closest that isn't there.
Yeah. In fairness,
Thunder Rosa just got hers.
I will
Ty
point
Conti
out
has hers.
that 27 victories is all but one of the matches Jade Cargill has ever wrestled.
That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. And the only one that doesn't count is a Casino Battle Royal.
Now these are also the career numbers on these do include tag team and everything. The only person on this roster that has 50 wins by themselves is Hikaru Shida. 50 singles wins.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something to note, because otherwise Stu Grayson's in that club. There's a lot of people who are in that club. But Hikaru Shida is still the only 50-win member of the AEW roster by herself.
Yeah.
21 wins, you're saying?
27 is what Jade
Cargill.
Cargill.
No, but
27.
single matches, though. It's 21, you said?
Jade Cargill?
Yeah.
It's for singles matches, it's 26 singles matches.
Oh, okay.
Because her first match was a mixed tag match where she teamed with Shaq. That was her first match. And she did win it, right?
Mhm.
Her only loss, and by loss we're loose on this, was she didn't win the Casino Battle Royal. That's when Ruby Soho debuted.
Yeah.
And so that's her only loss, as in only match that she did not win.
I am curious who's close to that singles number that Hikaru Shida has. I would venture to guess that Nyla Rose has got to be close. She's got 58 total wins. She's got to be knocking on the door of that. She doesn't have a lot of tag team time, you know. In men, I think there's probably a couple that are pretty close too. Like Sammy Guevara's got to be fairly close.
Jungle Boy is at 53 total wins. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of tags
there's more to that. Because I have to jump through some hoops here. Because he is at 59 total wins, but yeah, a lot of those are probably tags. Ty Conti is at 50. Give me 1 second. 53 plus. I'm on Cage Match, and it limits me to 1 year at a time. Actually, my math was wrong on Jungle Boy too, because I only looked at 2 years, so he'd have some on previous year too. Anyways, it's not easy for me to get. Has Ty Conti not wrestled this year? She's wrestled this year. Where are you at? Where are you at? There she is. 4 this year, 53 and 21. And 8 there. So 65 total wins for Ty Conti. But again, that's close, but some of those are in
there's
tag. Because she does
tag.
Ty J, so. Anyways, there's a lot of, like I said, I just knew 5 matches is not enough for Revolution, but like we said, there's almost definitely going to be the Daniel Bryan versus Moxley match added there. There's almost definitely going to be some sort of TNT title match, and probably a TBS title, and that puts you there at 8 matches. Add in a Casino Battle Royal for the kickoff show. You got a big show. So, but there's still fun matches.
Different kind of big show. Sorry.
So, anywho's, let's go ahead and move on. We'll try to close this show out. We're right at 2 hours, so let's give maybe 10 minutes or so to our game of pick or pass. The easy game is simple. We're going to start off with 2 wrestlers. We're going to go, let's go this way. So we're going to start with JLB and then DFA and then back to me. So JLB, your choices are based off of this week's Raw, Finn Balor or Tommaso Ciampa.
Finn Balor.
You're getting rid of Finn Balor. Holy cow. Okay.
No, I'm picking Finn Balor. No?
No, that was getting rid of him.
Am I getting rid of him or am I picking him?
I'm just fucking with you.
God
I want Finn Balor.
Tommaso Ciampa or Johnny Gargano.
I'm going to take an unpopular opinion here. I'm going to take Tommaso Ciampa. I think he's more entertaining.
Huh. All right.
Johnny Gargano. Or, you know what? Let's use his protege, the guy who fell 20 feet yesterday to his death. Austin Theory.
Oh, Jesus.
Johnny Gargano. Austin Theory or Roderick Strong?
Well played. I could roll her back into the premiums.
Austin Theory or Roderick Strong?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we know you don't know who Roderick Strong is. That's why he did that.
I do know who Roderick Strong is. I just haven't seen enough of it. I do prefer Austin Theory's athletic ability. So Austin Theory. So I will give you Roderick Strong.
I love it.
Or Carmelo Hayes. What's his name? That guy that's kind of green, but he's.
Are you on drugs that you would even put those two in the same category?
I mean, I don't know. I've watched NXT today, and I like.
No, what you did was you saw a podcast or a Twitter tweet of him calling on the Acclaimed and the Acclaimed calling back.
Oh no, I didn't actually. I did not see that tweet.
Yeah, MSK and hey, thanks. I'm not Canadian. MSK and the Acclaimed are having a little tit for tat.
Oh snap! Okay, you know what? I will switch it. Actually, then, if you want.
No, I'll take Roddy Strong.
Okay.
Since I have Carmelo Hayes and he is a portion of MSK, I'm going to give MSK and the Acclaimed. That's fun.
Acclaimed is here.
Oh.
You chose Acclaimed over MSK. You chose mic work over ring work.
I think I'm trying to make sure I word this. I think, in my opinion, the Acclaimed overall has the bigger upside. I think there's a ceiling for MSK that the Acclaimed doesn't have.
Yeah, it's crazy shit.
I think Max Caster can do a lot of that crazy shit, but I think the thing is, in the end,
they're featuring Anthony Bowens.
Yeah, well, Anthony Bowens, but Anthony Bowens has the other side as well. I think in the end, there's a bigger upside long run.
Okay. That's fair. I just wanted to hear why.
MSK or Red Dragon?
High low. Boom.
MSK or Red Dragon?
Yes, Hannibal Lecter.
Hello, kayfabe.
I hate his liver with a vibe.
MSK or Red Dragon? Red Dragon.
Okay.
MSK or oh damn, who is this tag team partner? Who is CM Punk's tag team partner that was really cool that we really got to see? Oh, CM Punk and Jon Moxley.
For this reason, I'm going to take MSK because as a tag team, they're very entertaining, and CM Punk and Moxley was a mix. That said, I'm going to break us back down to singles wrestlers, and I'm going to go with Moxley or Bryan Danielson. Because it's the question that's on everybody's mind right now.
Really tough. Do I want brawler or do I want technical? You know me, I've never been a huge Bryan Danielson fan, but I think it's impossible to not consider him one of, if not the best active wrestler current, right? If not, he's at least one of. I mean, there's a reason that Wrestling Observer News named their Best Technical Wrestler of the Year award after Bryan Danielson. So,
and that was in the year that he was off for 4 months and still was a top 10 wrestler.
Yep. And he won it again this year. So Bryan Danielson, Moxley, or Hangman Page.
Ooh.
Hangman Page. Hangman's really grown on me. He really has. Just with his crazy.
I had nothing against it. I
No.
very well would have probably taken Hangman Page too.
Mm.
I mean, I like Moxley, but
So Moxley. Or Mick Foley.
I'm going to assume that you mean Mick Foley in his prime and all
Of
the
course.
stuff he'd already done. I
Yes.
get to know
Yes.
the book of business.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to take Mick Foley mostly because I wanted to do this, and that is Moxley or Matt Cardona.
Ooh.
that one's also tougher than it really should be.
I know. I'm having some fun with this tonight.
I think I'm gonna take Mox, but that one's a tough one. So Matt Cardona or Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
I love Cardona, but no way he's touching Adam Cole, baby. Matt
Okay, right.
Cardona. Or Kevin Owens.
If you asked me this question 4 or 5 weeks ago, I'd tell you Kevin Owens. But Kevin Owens signed a contract that is at least 2 years and will be underutilized during that time. I think we can all agree with that.
Unfortunately.
So for that reason, because Matt Cardona has evolved the social media game of professional wrestling and really evolved the ability to be a heel to a level that has really only been rivaled recently by MJF. I'm going to take Matt Cardona. And I'm okay with the heat that I would take for that. Because, yes, Kevin Owens is the better upside right now, but Matt Cardona is the better long-term upside. And 6 years ago, it would have been no question Kevin Owens, So
2 years ago, it would have been no question Kevin Owens.
Yeah. But really, 4 weeks ago, probably would have been no question Kevin Owens. But we'd seen some Matt Cardona, but at this juncture, he signed himself off to being a worker, which I hate to say, but it's true. So that leaves Kevin Owens, and I'm gonna give you another guy who signed off to being a mid Carter or underutilized, and I'm gonna say Sami Zayn.
Of the two Kevin Owens, we're going to do one more round here. You ruined my plan, though. So I got to come up with a new one. So we got Sami Zayn or... Now let's go ahead and do it. Cody Rhodes.
Ooh, who may have signed himself off of wrestling altogether. Is it a work, bitch?
Well played.
If it's a work, you take Cody. If it's not, you have to assume that he's done.
I think I'm going with today's Sammy or NXT Sammy.
I think he left it open, didn't he?
Yeah, whatever.
Sami Zayn. Cody's a phenomenal wrestler. I am not doing it because I'm on some Cody haterade.
Come on, you've been on Cody haterade for 6 months.
I mean, I don't, but I'm not gonna. I don't hate his wrestling ability. I hate his character. I think Cody Rhodes is a phenomenal wrestler. I just think Sami Zayn is also a phenomenal wrestler as well. He just hasn't been utilized properly, and the last time he was utilized properly was like NXT KO Sammy properly sort of ordeal where we got to see what he can do. So I will give you Cody Rhodes
versus Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, two different styles. Cody Rhodes or Shinsuke Nakamura in his prime. Okay, yeah.
I think it's debatable that Shinsuke Nakamura may still be in his prime. They just aren't utilizing him right.
For sure. But I mean, the good Shinsuke.
I believe that Cody Rhodes will be back in a wrestling ring soon. And because I believe that, I'm going to take Cody Rhodes. I think there's a lot more for him to give to the industry, and I think that there's a certain amount of that that's in his blood, or he wouldn't have started or wouldn't have joined hands with Tony Khan and started a promotion.
That's it. Yeah.
That said, Shinsuke Nakamura or potential retiree or somebody who we don't know exactly how much they're going to be wrestling, but their next wrestling event will include them controlling their narrative. Killer Cross.
Ooh.
That one's tougher than I would like to be. However, as big of a Killer Cross fan as I am, was a pretty big one. I think Shinsuke has all sorts of potential that just needs to be tapped into. So,
well, he has yet to do the renewal that KO did. So there's a very good possibility Shinsuke can show up somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know when his contract ends?
He renewed. He had a 2-year. So
Shinsuke. I'm saying.
I know he had a 2-year originally. I want to say he renewed last year, or maybe 2 years ago. Might have been 2 years ago. I think he's got another year or two with WWE. That sound right? I think he was on a semi-long term. But I think the thing that was keeping Shinsuke when he signed the last time, AEW wasn't completely up and running. And I know he wants to stay in the States.
He does? Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yes. That was his primary reason for signing the extension. He wanted to stay in the U.S. His wife loves it here.
Oh, nice. I wanted to go back. Okay.
I was just trying to see if I could find.
Me too.
Because if Shinsuke goes to AEW, it does change that view.
There were reports that Shinsuke may have signed a new contract last year, but Those are unconfirmed reports that apparently he's denied. So yeah.
Yeah, we knew the first time he signed was because he wanted to stay in the States and wanted the big bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Now staying in the States and getting the big bucks does not mean you have to go with AEW. And very soon could mean that you could go with any one of 3 or 4 promotions. It looks like GCW is going to be a bigger money promotion in the near future. We already know that Impact is bigger money than it used to be.
Yeah, this control your narrative. If depending on their TV deal, if it ends up being Access, it's going to be kind of a meh. But if it were to end up being not even a TBS level, or whatever like
I
that.
could see him getting an MTV deal or something like that.
Yeah, an MTV or
I mean, ABC Disney does not have a partnership yet.
Yeah, whatever formerly was Spike TV and become Esquire Network, Paramount Network. I don't know. Anyways,
they could land on Paramount's streaming service.
Yeah, who knows? But
that would be a good move for them.
So oddly enough, that puts Karrion Kross as our odd man out.
Wow.
Killer Kross.
Yep, Killer Kross. Yeah. But on that note, we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping things up on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Before I actually say goodbye, I do want to say a big congratulations on Kairi Sane for returning to Stardom officially.
Hey!
So now I've just got to figure out how to watch her next match on Stardom because fucking Kairi Sane. I don't even know what she wrestles in under Stardom as.
Fucking pirates and shit.
Yeah.
And that's in Japan, though, right?
Yes.
Stardom? Okay.
I have a feeling I'll struggle more with watching Stardom than you do. Because some of the gimmicks, boy.
They're really out there, huh?
They can be really weird.
Ugh.
Apparently, she just wrestles under Kairi. There. So, but yeah, she just officially announced they had this whole thing where she was wearing a hat. And they're like, "Who is this? Who is this?" And she pulls her hat down, and it's Kairi. Yeah. So, anyways, on that note, we're gonna start wrapping things up. Close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Thank you all for coming. Those of you who joined the live stream, including D High S. Sorry we wouldn't let you in, but I don't know. We're gun shy on that, I guess. Whatever. But thanks for joining us. You can follow me on Twitter and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram at Raw and Order WBU, like it shows right down there. I always point the wrong place at first, but at Raw and Order WBU. You can follow DA Fabe at
DA Vincent K. Fabe. I don't have it as a title down below because I'm better than JLB and he knows it.
Hey, love.
And speaking of JLB, you can follow him at
JLB420. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand. And I will be doing a Donda reaction vid tomorrow since Kanye West just did his concert.
Yawn.
I know. Not for everybody. I'm not really a Kanye fan with all the shit that he's been doing, but I do want to watch it just because apparently some crazy shit happens where he throws the mic. And we'll see. I want to do a reaction video with that, but you can follow all the stuff that I do at Real Talk Radio, as I mentioned, but anchor.fm/RTR, where you can find a bunch of other things that I either react to or talk about. And you can always, of course, message me. Links will be all in the doobly-doos of where you can find me. And yeah, that's pretty much it, good sir. Good fantasy booking.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently not.
No, sorry, you just talked about Kanye and fuck him. But you can also support us. Link is in the doobly-doo for our merch store. It's rawandorderwbu.myspreadshop.com. That's where you can get a hat like this, or a shirt like that, or a bunch of other designs. Head on over there, and you can find them there. I'd normally be wearing
You
a
can get a
shirt.
Sasha Bear.
You could get a Sasha Bear. Yeah. I would normally be wearing the Sasha Bear shirt today, but it is like -4 degrees here in Nebraska, and my heater is not working the best in this house and not in this office, and I'm freezing my tits off. So,
It's okay. We got you covered. Look at us.
you got. That's why I'd be cutting glass. If you could see
Nippolitis.
'em. I could probably cut glass with these things. So help us out and keep the heat on around here by buying some merch. Great. I said it before. We'll say it again. That signature shirt for the wrestling thing is the best thing in the world to take to any meet and greet. The wrestlers love signing on it and becomes an absolutely unique keepsake for it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can also support us by our Patreon, or the easiest way, 100% easiest way, is liking, sharing, and subscribing. Especially if you can head on over to twitch.tv/rawandorderwbu and click that follow button there. The more followers we can get to move over there, the more interaction we can get on the live stream, the better things are going to be in the long run. So if you do still want to, however, listen to the audio-only version, this is still going to be up in the audio version wherever you get your podcasts from, just like normal. Nothing's changing there. And we're still doing the YouTube and Facebook streams as well. In fact, if you want to watch the replay or you don't typically want to be here live, the replays of those are going to be up on YouTube and Facebook indefinitely. Whereas the Twitch one only stays up for 15 days. So keep that in mind. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.
Great way to support us. Beg to be on the show.
Yeah, beg for me.